All right, let's get after it. Gross. You're the slob. You're the gross one. He lost the game, but Phillip Rivers' performance was a win for washed-up athletes everywhere. He threw a touchdown. He got him in field position to take the lead late in the game. He was, I don't want to call it moving in the pocket, lumbering around the pocket. But, John, that's a lot better than anybody expected.
Yeah, I mean, say you look at the numbers and nothing jumps off the page other than the fact that, honestly, they could have and should have won that game. Hell yeah, it's a win for all of us washed-up athletes everywhere. We still got it, baby. Give me one more chance. Give me one more game. Just let me go out there and show that I can do it. I tell you I can't. Now I just want the opportunity to go prove it.
Of course it is. I mean, it's hope to all now. John was going to last week be either a coaching candidate or an athletic director candidate at Michigan. Now, maybe a candidate to play for the Lions. Come say, can you play guard?
Yes. In fact, I did play guard, not well, my last year, but I have been working on that skill set.
Do you think you could get in shape in time like Phil did?
Well, let's not call what Phil did getting in shape.
Right. So here's the difference for an offensive line. Obviously, I've dropped a lot of weight.
That's why you'd be a guard.
Well, I don't know. I mean, you gotta have some size in there.
I would need more time than him. So by the beginning of next year, I'm ready to go.
Thanks, Ken Maeda. If Josh Allen doesn't win the Super Bowl this year, he never will. His nemesis Mahomes will not be in the playoffs. Lamar is on the outside right now. Who are the big threats? Drake May in his second season. You saw how he was able to wrestle control of that game yesterday. Bo Nix in his second year. Like, if Allen doesn't get it done this season, he never will.
It's an overreaction. Josh Allen, anytime he's in a game, anytime he's on your team, I think you're a threat to win the Super Bowl. He hasn't done it yet, but, I mean, there's still plenty of opportunity for him to do it. If they can improve the defense, if they can make some additions here and there, it's still about the team around him. He's good enough to win a Super Bowl. And here's the other thing. Patrick Mahomes just tore his ACL. You think he's back at the start of next year?
No, but I think he'll be back playing at some point next season.
Sure, yeah, I agree.
And probably the postseason next season. This is your chance without him in the playoffs, without the boogeyman. Go get it done.
Okay, this is overreaction. There's still plenty of time for him to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I honestly think, Jim, this might be your biggest overreaction ever because of his age. He's 30. And watch the guy who played against the Lions yesterday. There's so many things and variables on the table. Josh Allen has many, many chances to win Super Bowls. It just might not be with the Bills.
The Green Bay Packers are no longer a Super Bowl threat after the Micah Parsons injury. Love and the offense froze up, specifically in that fourth quarter. Their final 3 drives were interception, downs, and downs. He had 2 picks, 1 touchdown. Their offense just simply isn't good enough if the defense takes a step back. Packers should be a playoff team, but beyond that, I don't expect much.
Well, okay, I mean, you're going with the assumption that they were a Super Bowl threat to begin with. I didn't think they were a Super Bowl threat to begin with. I think
with Parsons?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think, I think they're certainly a playoff team, and they can win a game or 2 in the playoffs, but I don't think they're a threat to win the Super Bowl. So, to me, this is not an overreaction.
Yeah, it's not overreaction. I'm kind of with John in terms of what he said about a Super Bowl threat before this. I thought maybe NFC Championship game threat. But because of Jordan Love and his turnovers, he only had 2 picks yesterday. Mm-hmm. He's had picks in the playoffs.
Correct.
It's just he is what he is, and he will always hold him back.
They tried. Liam Cohen has resurrected the career of Trevor Lawrence. Not just the 5 touchdowns he had through the air yesterday, throwing another on the ground. He's gone 3 straight games without an interception, turning the corner for the eventual 12-win Jacksonville Jaguars. Liam Cohen, what a job he's done.
Not an overreaction. I do think, obviously, Trevor Lawrence is being more productive. I think he's resurrected that franchise. There's no question about that. I think there's still more work to be done for Trevor Lawrence when you look at just the amount of yards. I know yesterday was a big game. I don't want to overreact to just one big game, but he has done a better job. There's still 11 interceptions on the year so far. Season's not over. He's playing much better. There's no question about that.
I think this is a humongous overreaction because I'm going to give you 3 stats. He's 59.7 in completion percentage. Guess where that ranks? 30th.
Oh, boy.
He's 87.9 in QB rating. I know some people don't like that stat, but he's 24th.
Not good.
51.8 QBR. That's 21st.
Yeah, you're using season-wide stats. I'm not going to dispute that.
I know,
he was
you're
rough
reacting to
early.
one game.
Well, I'm saying the last 3 games where he's thrown 0 interceptions and he's at 9 touchdowns in that span.
Well, Aaron Rodgers looked like an MVP against the Jets.
Okay, well, here's the thing. He's taken steps forward. I expect more in the second year of an offense. Next year, in this team gaining confidence, I expect more. So we could look back and say he's resurrected his career.
I'm with the Mafia. The Cincinnati Bengals are the worst organization in the NFL. Don't know if you guys saw this yesterday, but it was snowing in the Midwest. It was snowing in Cincinnati, and they decided we're not going to remove the snow from the stands. Their fans, who are still showing up for some reason and watched all of 0 points be scored, had to sit in the stands with the snow that they refused to remove, which is an NFL rule. Now, people have speculated, are they saving more money just paying the fine than clearing the snow? If you're asking these questions, you're a bum-ass franchise.
I don't necessarily think they're the worst.
Who is? Someone's got to be. Is it your former team? They're under
not
new ownership.
Anymore.
Yeah,
not anymore. I would have said that maybe 3 years ago before ownership changed. I might say Tennessee. I have no idea what they're trying to do, but I mean they're definitely in the bottom 5 as a franchise.
Yeah, it's the Titans. We've visited this other times this season.
They're not making their fans sit in the snow. Now maybe that's because it just doesn't snow in Tennessee.
Snow in Tennessee, yeah.
The Titans are so irrelevant, and it looks like they've probably drafted a QB first overall. I'm not so sure about here, so that means they're going to have to start over again. When did they decide it? They fired their coach 20 games into his career, roughly. They're so irrelevant. At least the Bengals have Joe Burrow.
Do me. On that note, you get a 2-for-1 with the Bengals. They need to fire their coach, Zack Taylor. When your quarterback's not having fun anymore, when your team's gone south year over year, whether it's all his fault or not, they need a clean change, a clean break, and a new head coach.
I'm not going to overreact on this. I think it's a bit of an overreaction. I know that they need to win more, but how are you supposed to win when your quarterback is hurt almost every season?
He played yesterday.
So yes, he did, but he also missed 8 games. So to me, I don't know how much say he has with the general manager in the front office in regards to who they're bringing in. They need to focus on protecting Joe Burrow. They have done a great job of giving Joe Burrow weapons. And I know he's not having fun. It's not fun to get hit. It's not fun to get hurt. It's not fun to play through injuries. He's had to do all of that in his short career. And they've had success with Zack Taylor.
This is not an overreaction. It's time to move on. I'd love to know why Zack Taylor should get credit for going to a Super Bowl, because it's all Joe Burrow. And I think it was Lou Anarumo that with Hendrickson being one of the best pass rushers in the league, the defense has completely fallen off.
Great kicker performances, too, in that postseason run.
Yeah, exactly. This is a great opportunity for the Bengals to go get this would be such an attractive job to an offensive mind.
Yeah.
In fact, I'll throw this out there. If Ryan Day wins the national championship, does he drive about an hour and a half to Cincinnati and take that job? Because there is NFL blood in his body.
It's the proper thickness and length. Oh, boy. The Texans can win the Super Bowl. They've won 9 of their last 11 games. C.J. Stroud, light bulb went on the other day. That gets them another level, and they could win it all.
So you mentioned some of the games that they have won. They beat the Bills. They beat the Colts before the Colts have fallen off. They were at the Chiefs, and that was at the Colts, at the Chiefs. I know the Chiefs aren't what they were, but it's still putting those nails in the coffin. They've gone and won games, and they've done it with amazing defense. Yeah, I think they're a threat. Unlike I said with Green Bay, I think Houston is a threat to win the Super Bowl.
This is not an overreaction, and much like the 15-2 bus last year that you created when you hopped over us with the 14-3 thing. You know, I'm driving this Texans bus, and I've been driving this thing for about 3 weeks now. This team is a Super Bowl threat. Their defense is elite, and the difference between them and the Packers is that C.J. Stroud is game managing. He's not making the critical mistakes to put their defense in a bad situation. They're number 1 in points allowed in the league by now a full point, which is 16.3. Their defense can carry them, and their offense just needs to do enough. And they got a good kicker, by the way, too, that can steal games.
Oh, The Detroit Lions have become a soft football team. Your identity is who you are in your biggest moments and your toughest games, and they simply aren't tough enough. Bullied with a healthy front seven yesterday against the Los Angeles Rams. The offense, with a lead at half, couldn't move the pile, couldn't move people in the front, and ran for 70 yards. And, John, it's not the first time we've seen it. The team that used to be built in the trenches with the toughness is now a soft football team.
So I think the worst thing that you could tell a football player or that you could tell a team is that they're soft. Them are fighting words.
Are they true words?
I'm not ready to go that far with this team yet. Are they the same team that they were last year? No. But I'm not ready to say. Again, they're not as dominant at running the football or controlling the line of scrimmage. It's not the only thing that makes you tough. I'm not going to sit there and say that they're a soft football team.
This is not an overreaction. As long as you let me change the word of soft to softer.
Okay.
I don't think they're a fully soft team. I still think in their DNA, there's a toughness and physicality. But they're definitely a softer team, and they're not built to win in the playoffs. And I look at things like Montgomery and Gibbs' distribution. I am in the crowd that you start with Montgomery still, and then you flash Gibbs. And I understand that they fall in love with the flash with J-Mo and Gibbs, but it's a very inconsistent thing. You've got to have consistent play. You got to run the ball. I think they've allowed the division to catch them, especially the Packers and Vikings. Why I don't circle the Viking game as an automatic win, because I think the Vikings out-physicaled the last time, and the Packers definitely did too. Brad Holmes has let the teams in the division catch them. And you know what they remind me of? And I was very weary of this even last year. The Matt Ryan Falcons of the 2010s.
At least they made a Super Bowl.
It got to one. I would say I go back to the Dan Marino Dolphins, the Chargers of Air Coryell and all that back in the day. They look like that team. They're not tough enough right now. And I'll put a blame again on a guy like Aleem McNeil. Show up. Where are you at? It's time to start playing football.
That was abrupt. Those are your overreact, Jims. It's 97.1.